We smashed that bump back there and the whole bumper fell off. All right, we pulled over because the transmission temp is getting really hot up these mountains. All right, guys, we are packed up and ready to go for Hot Rod Power Tour 2023. All right, guys, we finally made it to the first stop of Hot Rod Power Tour, Atlanta Motor Speedway.
We're gonna pull the Willys to a better spot, and it's leaking a lot of coolant. So we're gonna hook the Willys up to the C10 and pull it to a better spot.
All right, so we got the heater hose out and it was a nightmare, but this is what split right here. So we got to somehow find that, which is not going to happen. All right, well, we determined the Jeep is not going to be able to make it, I guess, the rest of the way after all that work, which really sucks. But I think we blew a head gasket, I guess, sitting there in that line. All right, we're hammering down. We had to leave the Jeep behind, but we're trying to make it there by 6 to get our thing stamped so we can be qualified to do the rest of the week. All right, guys, we made it. We made it all the way to South Carolina, and it was a thrash. We were going 80, 90 the whole way, trying to get there as quick as we could. The GPS said we'd get there with like 10 minutes to spare.
Many unbearable hours later.
Okay, we just drove all the way back to Charlotte and all the way back to basically Atlanta because the Willys has a blown head gasket and has to get home. So we dropped the C10 off the hotel and then got the truck, and then now we're going to load it up, head back to the hotel. It's very late, we're very tired, so hopefully we get this done quick.
I'm just going to drive this whole thing in.
The next day.
This is on a Raptor frame. Solomon from Ford era has this thing. Pretty sweet. A little too nice for me, but look at that. The whole inside is all F-150, so they took the whole firewall and the whole floor, I guess, and made it into the truck frame. Yeah, so there's the floor of the F-150. That looks pretty good. That's awesome. All the frame swap cars out here. Oh, wow. That's cool. So he took the whole firewall and stuff.
Floor, firewall, everything.
Wow. The body also fits it really well because they're pretty wide. So the truck fits the body.
Have the factory like 70s.
The little flares. Yeah. That's awesome.
The body line. Trying to find these flares are like near incredible.
Yeah. I always thought about doing this, but the trucks are so narrow, it would look weird. But this fits really good. Very cool. All right, guys, we're warming the C10 up for day 3 of Hot Rod Power Tour. We ran all the way to get the Willys with the truck and trailer last night. We were getting a little late start because we wanted to sleep in, but we're hitting the road with the C10 and then we're towing the Willys. So we'll hit the road. Guys, we made it to Rockingham and we're pulling in right now. So looks like they're just parking us off the track here. So once we get in there, take a look around and see what's in Rockingham. That guy's like, no. Stop it. All right, guys, we made it to Rockingham. And so did the Willys, but on the back of the GMC. So we're parked up, and we'll show you guys around and see what's over here.
Well, I was getting the wondering, we were sitting there in front of all stuff. I'm like, they got massive concrete.
All right, we're gonna walk up to the bank, see how steep it is. First time walking up a bank track. This is pretty wild. It gives you the perspective of how, I'm holding the camera straight, how steep this is.
Wow.
I don't know. This is cool. This is the next road, busted my car. There's old DeBoss Garage's truck, the old C10. It's pretty cool. Nice build. I'm taking that, and then they got their boat, so it'll be fine.
No. It was doing good. It was doing good. Somebody didn't replace the.
All right, chatted with the boss and them for a little bit. Got to see all these cool trucks and stuff. So we're gonna see if we can get inside the track here now that some people have left.
Rustomod.
Yeah, this is a big. We're in Rockingham.
Look at this.
Big step.
This is straight.
That's so good. Yeah. The old C10, dude. She's just doing it.
We're on the track.
Going up the bank. All right, that's pretty much what there is at Rockingham. A lot of cool cars. There's autocross going on behind us at a really cool track. and tons and tons of cars. There's still a line of people trying to get in here. It's pretty wild how many people are here. They said over 6,000 cars, so pretty neat. But that is today stop. So we're getting ready to hit the road and head to Charlotte tomorrow morning. This is what guys don't really show much on Power Tour videos, is after the shows, everybody comes back to the hotel, is either working on cars or just sitting around talking. It's like a car show everywhere you go. So that's one really cool aspect of Power Tour.
The next day.
Day 4 Hot Rod Power Tour. We're headed to Charlotte to zMAX Dragway. But first we got to go back, pick up the rollback and all the tires and stuff, load it back onto the rollback, and then go there. So we got a lot of running around to do. So hopefully we get to zMAX on time. We made it back to, oh jeez, sorry, made it back to the tire place. All right, C10 does have a little casualty. We smashed that bump back there and the whole bumper fell off. Well, half the bumper fell off, so gotta fix that real quick. But we're at the tire place and we're gonna pick up the tires for the rollback here, so hopefully we get this fixed real quick. All right, just for time, we just pulled the front bumper off, and we're just gonna throw it in the bed and keep trucking. So we'll find a nut. Actually, just the nut came loose, so we'll try to find one on the road, and we can just keep on hitting the road here. But we got the tires loaded in the truck, and we're gonna head back, throw them on the rollback, head to Charlotte, and we'll have all the vehicles. So then whenever we head to Bristol, we should have everything. We can load up, head home. The C10's taking the beating this trip, but it hasn't stopped yet. So really proud of this thing. It's done really awesome. So hopefully we make it the rest of the way. Okay, we got the rollback tires, putting them on now. I just threw the C10 bumper in the bed, so we're gonna have to put that back on. Hopefully find a hardware store and bolt that back on. But should be hopefully in good shape to get back on the road. All right, we got the bumper back on the C10 and we got the tires on the rollback. So now we're all headed to zMAX and we'll enter with the C10 to finish that, and then the rollback can just sit in, I guess, spectator, and then we'll pull the Willys in with the truck. So we're gonna hit the road once again and see what zMAX is like. I'm pretty excited to go there. I've never been there before. They have the 4 lanes where they drag race all 4 cars, so it's gonna be pretty neat. All right, there's Charlotte Motor Speedway, and this is zMAX Dragway. So I'm sitting here waiting to get in. It's really hot out, and to save some heat, because the C10 header wrap came off and it's getting a little bit hot. Not too hot, probably around like 190, 200, but I like to run it a little bit under 200 degrees just because it starts to climb really fast after that. Anyway, just turned it off and then coasting down this hill here so we can cool down a little bit. But everybody's waiting in line to get in here. That's one thing, if you guys ever do Power Tour or something like that, make sure your car is ready to go for heat. It gets hot and you're sitting in a lot of lines. All right, we're entering zMAX. This is a really cool drag strip. I've never been here before. It's like huge, super cool. So we're following the rollback and everybody in here. So, and then Patrick's behind us with the truck and trailer. So C10's doing good. It's getting a little hot. 205, not too bad. But there's a lot of guys stuck on the side of the road, overheating and stuff. So we're making it. All right, we're parked up right outside with our friends that we met at Atlanta. And then Vice Grip Garage over here. I guess he bought a F100 because his crew cab was having some issues. So he's over here working on this thing, and then he's got all the other cars. So we're going to run in here and see what's in zMAX. Pretty excited. Looks like a really awesome track. All right. So this is zMAX. It's absolutely massive. This guy just blew up his transmission, I think, and then caught his car on fire.
The next day.
It's day 5, Friday. We are headed to Bristol today from Charlotte, North Carolina. And this is our last drive. It's 3 hours through the mountains, so it should be a pretty good drive. So we'll take you along for the ride. C10's been doing really good. Do have to top off the coolant. Check the oil, it looks pretty good. All the tires look good. This thing has been an absolute trooper. And then my truck and the rollback have been doing good on the ride as well. So hopefully we get this long hauler, and they'll really prove that the C10's a pretty good car. We pulled over because the transmission temp is getting really hot up these mountains. So unfortunately we had to stop, but let it cool down, take a break. Not a bad view to take a break at, and we'll keep going. But it's getting real hot up these mountains. It's just straight up. Yeah, so our transmission temp is getting really hot, getting up these mountains here. We're gonna let it cool down, spray some water on it, and then check the fluid whenever it cools down. So taking a break here, but very hot, so we cooled off. All right, we added some fluid and we cooled down a little bit, so we're gonna try to hit the road again. Transmission's doing pretty good. We're at like 200 degrees and it's flattened out quite a bit, so that's good. I think we're on the downside of this hill. This is definitely the best drive though. It's all these really cool windy roads, and everybody's having a good time. But these cars, man, you gotta be careful driving up these big hills, because especially with a little converter like I have in this thing, it doesn't like the heat. But it's doing all right. 200 degrees, and we're just cruising down this big mountain here. So We got about an hour to go to Bristol, and the old C10 definitely can make it that far, I think. All right, here we are, Bristol Speedway. This is cool. This place is huge. Pulling in here, another big long line. The transmission temp is doing pretty good, and the engine temp's doing pretty good, but when you just sit here in front of a hot car, especially after you've been driving for so long, it's definitely pretty brutal on the old cars, but we'll make it. We're almost there, and we'll show you guys Bristol. All right, coming down here into Bristol. This place is huge, really cool. I'm pretty excited to go inside. I think it's gonna be pretty neat. I've always seen it on TV and online and stuff, so. All right, we are inside Bristol. This is cool. How big the bank is. It looks a lot smaller than I thought it would. Maybe it's just the stands being as big as it is, but that's pretty cool. So we're going to get our long hauler thing stamped, and we'll get a plaque. Thanks. Cool, we got it stamped off. So did Patrick.
We got it.
We did it.
Yep.
Now we can get our plaque. The old C10, man.
What a trooper.
She was beaten up, but she didn't stop. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Awesome, thanks. How we going? Ah,
We did it.
we did it. It was a long week.
Yeah. Very little sleep.
2 hours, 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Man, we're walking up the bank. Pretty wild how steep it is. Rockingham, I think, was a bit taller, wasn't it? But this is steeper.
This is definitely steeper.
This is steeper, but I think Rockingham is taller.
We did it.
We did it. Look at that. Wow. Wow, this is really cool. It's hard to show how steep this is on camera. Like,
This is probably level.
yeah, he's low. Like, look at this. This is how it is on camera if it was level. This is wild. Very cool. And then there's a giant floating screen, which is pretty neat. Super cool. But we made it. We did it. The C10 absolutely killed it. Very, very, very little issues. The Jeep, very, very big issues. But we'll fix it. All right, guys, that's it for Power Tour 2023. The C10 did awesome. Very, very minor issues. I was really surprised. I was nervous about heat. The Willys, we'll have to bring it back to the shop, fix it, and try it again next year. But that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and following along. Thanks for all the messages and stuff that we had on the videos. And we'll see you guys on the next episode where we go fix these things. So we'll see you then.